Our sponsors: The Finkley Experience, HBCU First, The Jamal Bakes Morning Show, J&J Leadership Academy. Thank you for your contributions towards The Michael Finkley Show. Hello everybody, it's Michael Finkley with The Michael Finkley Show.
And I'm Nicole with Conversations with Nicole. You can join me Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on all of my streaming platforms.
Well, Nikki, don't forget about The Michael Finkley Show, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CTR Media Network.
Join us!
I will travel across. Hey, Jason Page, the voice of a generation, yeah. Singing on the Pokemon theme song. And you're watching the Michael Finkley Show, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know it's my destiny.
On the next Michael Finkley, Billboard Charting Artist and philanthropist Rufus Johnson is with us. He talks about his new single, So Good, his nonprofit organization, and future projects. See Rufus like you've never seen him before. Award-winning social media talk show by the CTR Media Network. All new Finkley, Monday.
There's a new familiar face this time. Say hello to the new daytime. See it everywhere you go. New and the greatest show. It's no other than the Michael Finkley Show. There is no other. He's like no other. I'm so glad that tonight resonates with me. Come celebrate with me. Let's do it tonight.
Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, y'all, I am super excited to have my next guest on because, again, as we were talking before, we have some things in common. And I think it's going to blow his mind a little bit as well. But definitely Billboarding charting artist himself. He is none other than Rufus Johnson. How are you?
Hey, thank you for having me on. I'm honored to be here.
Well, thank you for saying yes to this little country boy. We appreciate you.
Hey, I'm country too, man. Just 2 states up, but I'm country
That's it. That's it. A hop, maybe a little skip or two. Yeah, and then we right at one another. But thank you so much for how you contribute to the aspect of entertainment, music, and also education, because we're going to dive into it all. I definitely going to do that. But I must ask, in honing your crafts, let's talk about music. In honing your craft, at what point did you say, you know what, I am good at this, I am changing lives, and I can see myself doing this long term?
It's funny you said changing lives. I don't know about that part, but I remember in the 7th grade, that's when I kind of discovered that I could sing. And to be honest, man, I sang for some girls in class one day, and I went from nobody knowing me to everybody knowing me in a couple of days. And I learned a lot about people in that I was 12 years old. I learned a lot about people, that people can, things can change as soon as you find your gift and talent. Doors can open up. The scripture says that your gift will make room for you and that kind of thing. And that's really what it is. Like, it kind of can, if you find your gift, and I'm blessed enough to find it early, it really opens doors for you, and it kind of makes it a little bit easier for you to get into what you're supposed to do for your life. So I'm very fortunate that I was young enough to find that out, that I had a gift for it, and that people reacted to it in a positive way. And it gave me direction very early on.
Wow. So finding that at such a early age that you did, how did you hone into your gift and your talents?
From then, like I said, I was just in the choir in school, and I just started listening to music all the time. And, back in those days, we had, we listened to songs off the radio, take songs off the radio, and you just try to learn them. And there was a lot of great music that was out back then. Big fan of just R&B stuff and the groups, and, Boyz II Men, Jodeci, and Brian McKnight, and, just all the great music that was out in the 90s. You had a high bar. And if you couldn't sing like those guys, there was no point in really trying. So that was a good thing for me as a kid, because you had a bar to set. I wanted to sound just like those grown men who were killing these great songs back in the 90s. So, I just spent a lot of time listening to music, actively listening, like I tell my students, being quiet, listening, studying. And as I went into college and learned more about other artists, Sam Cooke and Prince and James Brown, and other musicians and D'Angelo, and I mean all these great people is in addition to like gospel artists as well. And you just get so immersed in it. It was just a great time to be alive. I say that now when I hear those old records. I'm like, man, I can't believe these records are 20 years old, 25 years old. And it's like, man, what a time to be alive. It was just a good time for music, you know what I mean? So that's kind of, you just got to spend time with it, get those 10,000 hours.
So 10,000 hours, what does that mean for someone that's not in the industry? What does that mean?
Yeah, so they say that it takes 10,000 hours to become a professional, proficient at something, or to achieve mastery. And I don't know if I've gotten even to my 10,000 yet, but I think without even thinking about what that was and knowing what that meant, it's just a passion. I think if you have a passion for something, you spend a lot of time doing it. Whatever it is. If you're playing basketball, you're gonna spend time putting up 1,000 jump shots a day, and that's gonna lead up to 10,000 hours pretty quick over a few years' time, and you become a master at what you do. So I always like to tell people or my students and stuff, singing is my sport. Music is my sport. I'm competitive about it. It's the thing that I like to do more than anything else. And I treat it like a sport. I train for it like a sport. And I understand what a boxer's doing in the ring. I understand what a basketball player's doing, what a football player's doing on the field, because I look at singing and vocal and music the same way.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I love that because you talked about it being your passion, because I feel that if you work in your passion, you're not working literally. You're doing
Right.
what you love, right? You're loving that aspect or whatever it is. So that's
Yeah.
what I always tell people as well. Find that, discover it, right? Because it's there. We all have it. We definitely all have it. So when persons listen to your music, what should they feel? How should they feel? Because I was able to listen to some as I discover you on these IG streets, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, first of all, where has he been? I'm a lover of music. I'm like, where have you been all of my life? Because it's just so unique in its own special ways. So how should people feel? What should they expect from your projects?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a coagulation of like all of my influences. I love like soul music. I grew up loving like gospel and stuff too, but I really love soul music. I think that's when my musical brain really opened up. When I just came across like neo soul, especially, then that took me back to like I said, Prince and James Brown and Sam Cooke and Donny Hathaway, Al Green, and that whole like sound, Aretha Franklin, and that whole sound and era. So I just love that kind of music. So if I tried to do praise and worship, I wouldn't be that great at it, because I have an appreciation for people that do it, the Todd Galbraiths and the Todd Delaney's and the Ty Tribbett's and people like that. They're awesome. I love watching them do their thing. But I've tried doing that, and it's not my bag per se. I don't feel at home as much. But when I'm making soulful records and soulful songs that people can ride in the car to, they can work out to, they can just listen to and just chill to, that's the kind of music that I like to listen to. So that's the kind of music that I feel like I'm assigned to make. I heard Prince say that one time. If you want to hear a style of music, go make it. But there's a void in it as far as in the Christian sector. I want people to have the music that's soulful and feels good, but also it's got the word in it too. It's got the word sprinkled in there. Like Mary Poppins say, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. So you want it to feel sugary and feel good to the soul, but it's still medicine. It's still good for your soul.
Love it. I love it. And one of the ballads, soulful ballads that I grew to love in this short period of time is Wait for You. Can you tell us
Yeah.
about it?
Yep, "But Wait for You" is my newest single. I hadn't really talked about it because we're pushing so good to radio. So like that could be a confusing thing with the radio and the gospel streets. If you like have a song you push it for radio, but you release something else and you push that, they could kind of tend to like get off of it. And so we don't want that to happen. We want to push so good to radio. That's out by the way as well. Great up tempo record, great for like gospel radio. But Wait for You is in a batch of songs I recorded over the summer, and that's like I feel like my real true sound. Like that's like that soulful ballad, got great guitars, and I mean I love stuff like that. That's just more so the words are, penned by me from the heart. It's the way I think. It's the way that I really like think about things in my life. Like it's tough to wait on God all the time. We all have issues with like patience, and you trying to wait blindly for something that you can't see, but you believing for it. So man, it just from a personal place, I don't want to wait for God all the time. That's a hard thing to do, but yet and still, I'll wait for you. I know something's gonna be good at the other end of that. But that sonically and that sound is like probably my real true sound. And I recorded a couple great records with my producer D Brian over the summer. I drove down to Atlanta and spent a couple days down there and had a good old time just kind of exploring and making some good records that I'm really proud of. So I'm just really, I was looking at my catalog the other day on Spotify and I was like, man, we started from, in 2020, started from like one song and it's like we just built it. My wife and I and my team, we just built it. And it's like, I'm really seeing like, okay, I got enough music. I could do a concert now. I could do, we can make it happen. We've got enough records and I'm proud of them. And I can stand behind them, and I think they're great. They're great records and great songs.
Wow. Wow. And I love the way you said too that this is your true sound. At what point did you realize the true Rufus?
I think it's a catch-22 because I think it's an ongoing thing. Because the
Mhm.
sound comes from a lot of stuff. Like I always loved soul music from the time I was kind of in college. But before that, I listened to gospel heavy, man. I was John P. Key and Montreal Derrick and Kim Burrell and uh Kurt Franklin. And I mean, I just listened to all of that stuff real heavy too when I was in high school and I was really heavy. So that has just as much of a bearing on my sound in pieces as soul music does. So it's just everything is just it's you're never finished. It's always an ongoing like process. So that's a tough question to answer, but I still think it's always ongoing. Like my sound in 5 years might be a little bit different once I kind of explore this and kind of get this sound off a little bit, and I listen to something else and see what else is going on. I might discover something different, and I might try to dig into a different bag sonically. But that's just the beauty of it is that you never really fully discover it. You just on a journey to try to follow the wave, as it were.
I got you. And I definitely agree with that because,
Mhm.
that's what life does. Life brings about different things.
Right.
And so we discover different seasons and periods in our life, and those may change, right?
Mhm.
We mature, as I love to say. We
Yeah.
mature as we continue to experience life. So I definitely agree with
Mhm.
that answer. So kind of switching a little bit,
Sure.
I learned something else about you,
Mhm.
as in KR scholars. Could
Right.
you tell us about this? Because as an educator, that's near and dear to my heart as well. But could you tell us about it?
Sure. I'm an educator too. I'm in year 21 as a teacher in the public school system. I've taught high school and elementary school, and currently I'm at an elementary school here in Chesterfield County in Virginia. And so I have a passion just for kids, and I've mostly always taught in schools that were in the city or in primarily minorities. So I've always kind of toured around our people and I've loved it. And just I went to HBCU. My wife went to HBCU. We got some of our HBCU certified swag. And so my wife and I, Kristen, we were just sitting talking one day and just swapping stories. Now I'm 8 years older than my wife, but we had very similar stories. And we thought that was pretty amazing that it hadn't much changed. She went to Winston-Salem State. I went to Fayetteville State in North Carolina. And but our stories were the same even though the colors are different, the campus is different, but the experience is still that love, that camaraderie, those friendships, those relationships, those memories of the calf in the yard, homecoming. And I see your A5 back there, the frats and the sororities and the man, it's just the memories that you'll never forget them. They're like part of who you become. And it's a great thing. And we just loved it. So we decided to start KR Scholars. In the first year, we funded it ourselves. We did three $500 scholarships to high school students, or not just high school students, but students who were either going to a HBCU or already in a HBCU. And this just grown from there. And we're in year 4. We just wrapped up year 4, and we have given over $50,000 to students. And it's been a blessing. And we've gotten to the point where we're not funding it ourselves anymore. We have corporate sponsorships and stuff, and we still want more. You can donate all year round. It's not just, we've awarded for this year's scholars, but we're always putting money in for programs that we do throughout the year and things that we do and give money to. And then we're always working for next year's scholars, and we're, putting money away for our next round of scholars next year. So it's a 501c3 nonprofit official. We do it officially, krscholars.com. We've got merch. We've got all kinds of programs. It's not just scholarships. It's financial literacy, workforce readiness. We have a different arm called the HBCU Bridge. Is specifically for high school students. And we partner with right here in the city of Richmond with RPS, Richmond Public Schools. I spent 7 years working at Armstrong High School in them, so I love them dearly. And we work with those schools and work with those students who are coming from the inner city, who are trying to go to HBCUs, and we give scholarships and opportunities and goodie bags, move-in bags and stuff like that, and packages. So it's just a lot. It's ongoing. We're constantly shooting videos and taking pictures and getting footage and stuff like that. So at KR Scholars is the app for Instagram and Facebook. And y'all check it out. We are doing some great work. God has been blessing it. My wife and I work very, very hard trying to push it forward and keep our HBCUs. A lot of them are underfunded, and we just want to make sure that we're sending kids their way because we know the experience is going to be great for them.
This is why. This is why God connects people with different people. Because just my mind was rolling. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, how can I help? How can I assist in that? Right now, I tell you, Fink fam, this is how we're like. Number one, we both sing. He's been doing a lot longer than I, but we both sing. I've been in education for the past 13 years, taught in the school system as well, currently teaching online at a university. And then I have my consulting firm, the Finkley Experience, where we assist first gen high school students to go to college. So we have curriculum, we have books that we've written on the subject from middle school to high school. We provide with scholarships, assistance, financial aid, college and career readiness, and the list continues. So definitely in the same realm that. And once this interview is over, I'm like, we got to learn how to work together and make it happen, Absolutely. Because I always say, this is our chance to pay it forward. This is definitely our chance to pay it forward. Someone did it for us, and this is our chance to do that as well. And I went to the HBCU myself, Allen University, right here in Columbia, South Carolina. My HBCU experience. It made me who I am. So lots in common, Fink fam. I told you, lots in common here. But don't go away, Rufus, because when we come back, we're going to do one of our newest segments called What If? Fink fam, don't go away. Be back in a moment.
And you never change. What's up, guys? This is Justin Brown. I am the one, the only Long Island Lip, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
HBCU First. HBCU First Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. HBCU First is a student-led community advancing the well-being and economic participation of America's Black youth. As the leading HBCU internship and mentoring academy, we empower elite students from 70-plus historically Black colleges and universities with in-demand college-to-career skills. For more information, visit their website, www.hbcufirst.com. Hello everybody, it's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first generation students. And also we partner with colleges and universities to assist their first generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you. Everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. We're still chatting with Rufus here. I'm learning so much about this man, I'm telling you. So we're going into one of our newest segments called What If?
Check it. Check it.
Now, Think Fam, as you know, with What If, our fantastic guests get to explore an avenue of if they were not doing what they're currently doing, what would they be doing? So, Rufus, if you were not this amazing artist and this amazing advocate for education within your community, what would you be doing?
That's a great question, man. Well, I mean, I'm a teacher by trade. That's my career. So even if I wasn't doing writing music and doing that, I think I would still be a teacher. I don't think I will walk away from that because that's still, like I said, it's rewarding work. It's good work. It's honorable work. I get to help change the lives of kids. And even though you don't always see it, but man, I get to turn kids on to music every day. And, you know, I had a parent email me the other day about their kid was just like nervous about this musical we're working on. They were crying about it, didn't want to do it. And they at home trying to rehearse on their own. And, you know, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's working, and it works on some and not on the others. But you know, somebody did it for me. We were just talking about that. My choir teacher in high school turned me on to it. So for me to be a teacher that's just it. So if I wasn't doing other stuff, I still would be a teacher. I'm very much into like photography, videography, media, stuff like that. I've kind of gotten into that in the last 5 years or so. Well, no, longer than that. I bought my first camera probably in 2014. So it's been about 10 years. I kind of been into cameras and stuff like that. So maybe I would dive into that perhaps a little bit and be, you know, making media and shooting media for people. So maybe that's another passion I would possibly be doing.
Interesting. I love it. Again, in the aspect of education, I mean, media, entertainment. Now, I don't dwell in that part behind the camera, but I love being in front of a camera. I learned about myself because I was a shy individual growing up. So I was always pushed out there. I was pushed out there to be in the front. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. So I definitely understand that aspect too. So Think Fam, more to come with Rufus because he gets to tell us his next biggest dream. Think Fam, don't go away.
You're so good and you never change.
Hi, I'm celebrity saxophonist Richard Shaw Jr. from Atlanta, Georgia. Make sure you stay tuned for more with the Michael Finkley Show. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Looking for some of the best soul food right here in Mullins, South Carolina? I promise you, come on down to Garden Alley.
Our grape salad's fabulous, our water gate, our potato salad, our chicken is fresh, macaroni and cheese is salted to perfection. I haven't found anything that's not great. Best ever.
Banana pudding, cakes, pies. Selection is huge. Garden Alley is an awesome place to eat. I really love it.
Come by and see the amazing staff at Garden Alley, downtown Mullins.
Hi guys, welcome to Awaken. We wanted to serve the city of Mullins. We are church owned, and we felt like a coffee shop was such a huge need in the city of Mullins. There's nowhere for people to just come, get a cup of coffee, sit with friends, maybe do some work on the laptop. And so we feel like it was a service that we could give back to the city. Well, our hope is that people will feel calm, that they'll feel welcome, that it'll be a place where they can come and just clear their mind.
We come here twice a day. That's how good their smoothies, their coffee, their lattes, frappes, delicious. I would love the atmosphere here. If I had time to come and just sit and relax, I would. It's awesome.
One thing that I really love about it being here is just the cozy environment. It's so inviting. I can come in here and I can get my schoolwork done, a good coffee and a good meal. But I'm just really thankful that they're here and that I have a good place to go.
We're open Tuesday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Awaken Coffee Bar, downtown Mullins.
it. The season question of it all. What is your next biggest dream?
Man, it's funny because like I said, it's a great question. Sometimes we get into life and just doing every day, and sometimes we forget to dream. But if I had to think of one thing that I would love to have now, I would love to be able to have, I mean, my songs and the music can sustain me to where if I would have to consider not teaching, because it would be, I would be a place where I'm like, oh man, the music is really good, because I really enjoy being home with my family. I enjoy, taking my son to daycare, picking him up. So that kind of freedom of time, not having to go somewhere. So that would be a dream come true. If what I'm doing now musically could sustain me and my family to where I could leave my profession and be good with that. I put 21 years, or, maybe it might be 22, 23 years, 24 years by the time it's there. And then I could leave that, have that set up, and then go on and really be doing this, making media, making songs and performing and on the weekend or whatever, and traveling and stuff like that, and really sustain my family. That would be the dream. I would be very satisfied with that. Saying it out loud, I would love that, to be honest. Be able to spend time with my family, work with my wife every day, put more effort into the nonprofit, spend time with my kids, go travel, see my daughter more, and be with my son every day. I would love it. That would be dope.
Well, this is what I love. That's why I love the question so much, because like you said, at times we don't get time to reflect on those type of things. But I just wrote a book called Biggest Dream Come True, and chapter 1, it talks about your vision. So we either need to say it, and definitely need to write it down, writing it and making it plain. So that's why I love to ask that question, because it's time for persons now more than ever in 2024 and beyond to live out their biggest dream. It's time. It's time. As you know, this world doesn't belong to us, and we only have a short amount of time here. So now it's time to just reach for it, and not only reach for it, grab it and start working, because again, someone's waiting for you. Someone's waiting for you, and then they can say, I can do that too. And it's like a dominoes effect at times. So definitely, when next time we chat, Rufus, I'll be like, you want it? Okay, great. Okay, yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it. And I ask again, what's your next biggest dream? But because it's ever going.
It never stops.
Going.
It never stops, I don't think. Yeah.
Definitely. Are you proud of yourself in this season in your life?
I think so. Sometimes, like I said, I don't think like that. I try to just put my head down and just kind of go, or I'm a little timid or shy about it. But yeah, I'm proud of where things are in my life when I really think about it. I have a beautiful home, beautiful family, beautiful wife and kids are doing great. Great career. I've been putting a lot of time into it. Most people, don't stick with one career this long as I've done it, but I've spent almost half my life doing what I'm doing in the classroom. So, and I still don't even feel like I'm a pro at that sometimes, but I'm proud. I'm proud of the relationships I've harnessed and the kids I've been able to change. I feel like I've done my parents and my family proud, made some good decisions, made some mistakes, but also made some great decisions in life as well. And I can say I'm proud of that, and I'm eager to see what else is coming, you know what I mean? And do a little bit more, live a little bit more.
I love it. And I love the expectation of your ladder, because again, the word tells us, our ladder would be greater. So anything that's in our ladder and includes God in it, it's going to be great. It's going to, because he already promised to us. What are you working on now?
Well, always working on nonprofit stuff, always, working on media and stuff like that. I need to go back and work on some more tunes. Right now, we're really busy pushing So Good to radio. I don't know if you know how that works. It takes a lot of time and effort and resources to get songs on the radio and get them to get steam and get rolling. But that's another goal. I would love another like top 20 single, top 10, number 1 would be amazing. I feel like something like that would help change the trajectory and keep everything going. So we're, hard at work with that with our team. Also, performing when I get a chance to perform. I performed at a community event here a couple of weeks ago in Richmond. I had a great time doing that and meeting up with folks, and like to get on the stage and kind of be able to work out some of the stuff and sing a little bit live. I don't get to do it so much in the classroom, but when I get to break out and actually get on the stage, it's pretty fun. And I like like I said, I'm competitive about it, so I love the adrenaline. I love, I love being able to try to, just try to rock the crowd and the challenge of that, the chess match of trying to weave through the songs and all of that. So that's what we're working on. Definitely more records to come. No, don't know about an album yet because it just doesn't seem like the market's really album based. But really, I want definitely some hot singles and just stuff that's meaningful and be able to push them out and put great music out here in the world and continue to build this catalog. I would love to do some videos for some of my songs, and I still have a goal to want to do some kind of live show or live concert here in the Richmond area for the hometown crowd. And if I can get past the nervousness of that and all, I mean, how do you get it done? I don't know how it's going to get done, but being able to just do it and just starting right here at home and bringing in friends and people that I know in the industry and in my city, man, would be great. So that's it, man. Just trying to keep it going, do more, make more music, just minister to people. And, that's really it. That's really it. A little bit at a time.
I love the way you said, just do it. You kind of answer your own question. You kind of just, and that's what it takes just to do it. Just do it. Just do it. We don't know how it's going to be done, but we know that it's going to be done. So just do it. Just start the process. And within that process, everything else will fall into place. My mom always used to say, at times, we didn't have a car, but she's like, I got a job. And once I get a job, everything was falling into place, and it did. Yeah. So just do it. Just be like Nike and just do it. How can we follow you on social media, and how can we stream your music?
Sure, music is everywhere. The streaming is any of you are doing Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, it is there. Pandora, Apple Music, Amazon, it's everywhere. It's on YouTube. You can follow me, Rufus Johnson on Facebook. I am Rufus Johnson on Instagram. I've got a YouTube channel also called I am Rufus Johnson. I've got about 3,000 subscribers, but I haven't put a video up in a minute. So I've just got to get back into it and get back on the grind and do some more music and do some more videos and stuff with that too. But man, we're everywhere. Definitely follow and share and all that stuff. And we just got to get the word out. I feel like it's just the music and all this is just it's like a stew. It's cooking slow. I don't want it fast. I don't want a lot of attention fast because I don't think people can always, you're not meant to get it like that. I think you have to kind of get it as you grow in life as a man, as a person, God will kind of bless you with more. And that's kind of feel like that's the season I'm in. I'm just putting my head down, going to work, managing things in my life. And I feel like when the time is right, God will reveal it and it'll happen. The right connections will be made and it's just going to happen.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. And amen. Now it's time to take up offering. Amen. Amen.
I believe that.
Oh, yes, sir. So when that concert happens in Virginia, let me know.
Sure.
I'll do the hop and skip and jump. I will definitely be there. So let us know. Thank you so much for being with us, Rufus. We really appreciate you so much.
Oh, it's my honor, man. It's my honor. I love it. It was great to connect with you. And it's my pleasure to be on here, man.
Yes, sir. That means you have to come back.
For sure. Anytime.
Okay, he said it, Think Fam. That's what you did. Thank you again, Rufus. Again, Think Fam, thank you so much for watching. And remember to always pursue your dreams. Have a good one.